Welcome to the Track Our Money Show. In this video, I'll show you exactly how much my wife and I make, how we spend our money, how we save and invest our money. All of this with our real numbers. So if that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and hit that like button down below. While I'm getting the template set up, I'll give you a little bit of background about us and why I decided to share our finances on YouTube in case you're coming across this channel for the first time. As I said, I'll cover exactly how much my wife and I bring in, how much we spend. We'll also see how much we save in our various sinking funds, and I'll give you a little bit of context of what we're saving for. I'll also show you how much we invest, whether it's in our 401k, IRA, or our brokerage account. And as always, I'll show you all of our real numbers, so I won't be turning the camera on myself. Now, you might be asking, Tom, why do you make these videos? First, I think it's a huge benefit of knowing your money, knowing exactly how much is coming in and where your money is going, and being able to see patterns or areas where you might be spending more than you think. I think this is the biggest step to understanding your money, is just knowing what you're working with. I know if I did not visually see our money in these spreadsheets, I would greatly underestimate how much we spend in each category. Second, personal finance is a subject that many people don't talk about or understand, so I believe showing how my wife and I handle our finances can be helpful and encourage others to start their own spreadsheets. If you are interested in this spreadsheet, let me know in the comments and I can send you a copy. As much as I enjoy sharing our journey, I also want to hear about your journey. I enjoy hearing about other people's success stories with their budgets, so if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and join the journey. Third, these videos hold us accountable with our money. As I mentioned before, these are all our real numbers. I'm not going to hide anything, and I'll try to include screenshots where I can, but I'm not good enough at editing to be able to blur my screen while I'm logging in and gathering all these numbers for you. As always, we don't make the most money, and we're not the most frugal, but the numbers are what they are. I enjoy just knowing where our money is going and hopefully watching our net worth continue to grow. And at the end of the video, we'll see how our net worth has changed over the past year. One last thing before we jump into the spreadsheets, I want to give any new viewers a little bit of background about ourselves so you can get the full picture of our numbers. My wife and I are in our early 30s. We have both worked in our industries for around 5 or 6 years. My wife is in marketing while I'm in finance. We are the ones doing the grunt work, so we're not in any managerial positions or anything like that. And according to Glassdoor, I would say we are around the average salary for our positions. We have a combined salary of $135,000. And as I mentioned before, these videos are anonymous, so I won't tell you exactly where we live, but I will say that my wife and I live in a medium cost of living area that is just above the national average. Alright, with that out of the way, let's jump into the spreadsheet. We had 5 paychecks in the month of July. It was a 3 paycheck month for one of us, so we got paid in the amounts of $2,028, $1,550, $2,028, $1,544, and again $2,028. These amounts are after all insurance, deduction, 401k contributions. This is what actually hit our checking account. So for the month of July, you can see that we brought in $9,177. Our mortgage payment was $1,595. This amount includes all principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Currently, we're just paying the minimum payment since we have a pretty low interest rate. It just makes more sense for us to pay the minimum and put our money to work elsewhere. Next month, we're going to have a little bit of update to this with our taxes and our insurance being updated, but for now, it's the usual $1,595. Along with our mortgage, we paid $81.60 for water, trash, and waste. This is $33 below our year-to-date average, so I'm always happy to see when this is under the average. For groceries, we spent $391.24. This too is just below our prior year average. I'll take any amounts below our average whenever we can. For electricity, we spent $161.24. This was $12 below our year-to-date average. I'm hoping this trend continues for the rest of the summer, but I doubt it will. For internet, we spent our usual $80.41. We don't have much competition in our area, and I tried to price it out this month to see if there was any other plans that we could go to, but the one we have is honestly the best plan in our area because there's not a whole lot of competition. For our cell phone, we spent $142.37. You can see that this is $5 over our year-to-date average. If you remember last month, we bought a new cell phone, so we had insurance on that phone, and that caused the insurance to go up $5. So our new normal will be $142 every month. For insurance, we sent our usual $150 to our sinking fund to cover the 6-month premium when that becomes due. For gas, we filled up our tank 3 times for a total of $123.67. We're still trying to figure out what our new normal will be, so I'm not worried about this being way over our year-to-date average, since for the first portion of the year, my wife was not driving and I was working from home, so I figure once we get fully back to normal, this will be around $175, maybe $200. For our miscellaneous expenses, I will scroll over to our credit card transactions that I have copied in from the website. I made a little pivot table to help summarize the info, but as always, I'll give you a quick scroll through so you can see the individual transactions. I'm going to go ahead and put these in alphabetical order so it groups all these similar items together. It just makes it a little easier to read. You can see that we ate out a few times in the month of July for a total of $123 towards going out to eat. This is less than we had been previously spending, so I'm happy about that. For our miscellaneous items, you can see that we didn't spend a whole lot, but we did have some big ticket items. First, we got a gift that we bought off of Amazon for $382. I won't get into specifically what the item was, but it's something I've had my eye on for a while, and my wife got it for me. The next items we got off of Amazon, I tried to keep a little better list this month. It was a small appliance and just some cleaning supplies. Nothing fun here, but it was just some of the items we needed around the house. And it's just easier to get the items off of Amazon since they don't sell the specific ones we like in any stores around us. The last big ticket item was we had to get some new tires. The ones we replaced were 6 years old and they were just on the end of their useful tread life. So we went ahead and replaced them all for about $500. Once we get into the savings accounts below, you'll see that we've been putting money away for our car maintenance. So while it does hurt to spend $500 that we weren't exactly planning on spending this month, we've been putting money away for this, so that always helps. So as far as our miscellaneous category, or just anything that doesn't have its own category, you can see that we spent $1,110 in total. For fun money, this is the money that my wife and I get each month to do with whatever we want, no questions asked. It just helps us to spend on our hobbies or on ourselves without question. We each get $400 apiece for $800 total. Now that we have all of our expenses entered, you can see that over here off to the side we have some conditional formatting, so anything I think it's over $5 higher than our prior average is going to spit out a red number. So you can see that we did a pretty good job with keeping our bills around our year-to-date average. Our cell phone was $5 higher, but that's because of the insurance that I mentioned. The gas, I'm not too worried about because, like I said, we're still getting back to our normal, trying to figure out what it will be. And our miscellaneous, we had some unexpected items, but it's still around kind of the average of what we've been spending. So altogether, you can see that we spent $4,636 and we had income of $9,177. So you can see our income was a little higher than it normally was. So let's see how we divvied that up in our savings accounts. So for our checking account, I'm not worried about how much we contributed, how much went in and out of the account. I'm just worried about how much is left at the end of the month. So after all the income we made and paying our credit card and all of our expenses that we just saw, the account ends at $9,215. We like to keep a $5,000 buffer just in case, so the amount above the $5,000 is just to cover the bills that are due early in the month, like our mortgage, water, and our credit card bill. So after we pay all those accounts, it'll be sitting at around our $5,000 buffer until we get paid again. We threw $500 into our house fund, and that account is sitting at $19,432.77. This is for any furniture or appliances that we might be purchasing for the house. And we still do have a lot of furniture that we need to buy, but we haven't made any purchases this month. We threw another $250 into our house maintenance account, and this account stands at $1,071. This is for if we ever have to have a plumber or pest control come out, just something along those lines, just general maintenance around the house. For our emergency fund, we didn't add any to this account, so it stands at $11,665. This amount plus the $5,000 buffer we keep in our checking account would last us a little over 4 months. For our insurance and our car maintenance, we threw our usual $150 for insurance. We also threw $250 for car maintenance, but as you saw in our expenses, we had to shell out $500 for the brand new tires. So a net total of $101 came out of the account, and that account stands at $1,478. For travel, we threw $400 into this account, and it's sitting at $4,338. We plan on taking a small trip in the next month, so we wanted to throw a little bit extra into this account. So for our sinking funds, we threw a total of $3,263 into these various accounts. We threw $2,000 into the car fund, so that account stands at $16,000. We plan on buying a car sometime between now and the end of the year, so we're honestly just trying to put away as much as we can so that we don't have to finance that much. Depending on the interest rates, we'll see how that goes once we get there, but we want to have as much cash as reserved for that as we can. Along with our car fund, we also threw $250 into our laptop/future cell phone account. So this account stands at $1,681. As far as our other accounts, I won't get too far into those, but it's a bunch of short-term things that we want to do over the summer, so we kind of put a little bit of money away for that. So in total, you can see that we have $18,894 spread across these various sinking accounts, with the majority of it being in the car fund. So with all of our savings accounts filled out, you can see that we have $66,000 spread across all of our savings accounts. Now let's jump into our investments. For our first 401k, the employer contributed $348 while we contributed $747 for a total of $1,096 going into this account, and that account stands at $121,941. For our second 401k account, the employer threw $288 into that account, and we threw $692 for a total of $981 going into this account, and it stands at $23,674. Between these two 401ks, we've had $636 of employer match contributed to these accounts, and that is 100% free money. If you're not contributing at least enough to get to your employer match, I highly suggest you upping your contribution to get that free money. For our IRAs, we threw our usual $500 into each of these, and we also threw $250 into each one for a total of $750 going into each of these IRAs, and the first one stands at $59,560, while the second one stands at $57,624. Since we weren't contributing to these for the first few months of the year, we're trying to make up for lost ground, so we're trying to tack on a little bit more when we can. For our HSA, we threw a total of $430 into this account, and that account stands at $20,177. We like to use our HSA as an investment account. I know some people like to pull money out of this to pay for anything medical related that they have, but since this account is triple tax advantaged, I try to limit how much we pull out of this and stuff as much money as we can into this account. For our brokerage account, we didn't put any money into this account, and that account stands at $36,847. As you can see, even though we put $4,000 into these various investment accounts, our accounts grew by over $17,000 or over 5% to a total of $319,822. It's crazy how much the market has control over this more than we do. Alright, now let's take a look at our assets and our debt. For the value of our home, I always try to be conservative in these spreadsheets, and I'm keeping it at $306,000. We originally bought the house for $300,000, so I'm slowly inching this up with inflation. I always try to be conservative in these spreadsheets, and now that we've been in our house for over 1 year, last month I bumped the value of this up to $306,000. Zillow is showing that our house is worth somewhere between $337,000 to $391,000, which I find absolutely insane. They have their Zestimate, as they call it, at $362,000. The website Redfin is showing something a little bit more conservative at $326,000, but I honestly think just to be more conservative, I'm just adjusting this to inflation, and that's what we're going to go with for these spreadsheets. As far as our mortgage, we paid our usual $1,600, but only a portion of that goes towards the principal, so you can see $397 of it went to principal. So our mortgage is outstanding at $235,615. So now you can see with all of our information entered for the month, we come to a net worth of $456,301, which is almost a $20,000 increase over last month. We don't expect to see growth like this every month, so I try not to get too excited when I see these large increases because it can very easily go the other direction. As you can see, over the past 12 months, our net worth has continued to go up and has hit an all-time high for us at $456,000, which is almost $150,000 more than where we were just 12 months ago. As always, everyone watching this video is going to be at a different point in their journey. Whether you're ahead of us or just starting out your journey, I just want to say that my wife and I, we don't do everything right. We don't max out our retirement accounts. We might not be the most frugal. We might not make the most money, but I just want to show this step in our journey just to show that consistency will get you there. We have a long way to go, but hopefully sharing this step in our journey will help others to start or continue to track their finances and invest. If you enjoy content like this and seeing how I track our finances, please hit that like button and comment below with any questions you might have, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.